Between 1963 and 1965, the first double-axle bus was the Mitsubishi Fuso MR430. A bus that played a large role in the Japanese war front. According to the Hokkaido Shimbun, only 12 of the Mitsubishi Fuso MR430 were ever sold in Japan. They were the first dual-axle model built by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, and later by Mitsubishi Fuso after a reorganization of the parent company. Built from 1955 to 1965, they arrived at the time when most Japanese buses were of the front-engined, bonnet type, and typically measured 10 meters, 33 feet, in length. The Mr. 430's flat front and bizarre axle configuration with the engine at the rear was strange enough, but it was also huge. It measured 12 meters, 39 feet, long and could carry 110 passengers, about 50% more than a typical bus of the era. The Mitsubishi Fuso MR430, built from 1963 to 65, was a bus primarily designed for use on Japan's northern island of Hokkaido. Besides excellent seafood, Hokkaido is known for its wide open spaces and somewhat brutal winters. Its open space permits roads wider and larger than those typically found in Japan, which in turn allows for larger vehicles. And the MR430 was a large bus, measuring out at the Government of Japan mandated maximum length of 12 meters, 39.6 feet, while most other buses during this period were 11 meters, 36 footers or less. In 1963, the Asahikawa Bus Company of Hokkaido, which later merged with Asahikawa Railway, purchased 3 Mr. 430s during a time of rapid economic growth. The buses ran during rush hour, putting its passenger carrying capacity to use. Unfortunately, their large size and the wide turning radius limited their usefulness. In 1978, the buses were decommissioned and sold off. The bus was built for and operated primarily by Japan National Railways, which was a leading urban and intercity bus company at the time, and is still a major player today, as Junior. Japan's bus manufacturers were still building heavy body on frame models in the early to mid-60s, so this bus needed tandem front wheels to meet axle loading requirements. But in this case, the twin steer setup was a major benefit during the long winter season, providing improved steering traction on the snow and ice-covered roads. Last year, in 2021, Asahikawa Railway celebrated its 100th anniversary and began looking for an Mr. 430 to restore. It was able to track this example through 3 successive owners since the company let it go. The first had used it as a storage unit on a mountain ranch. The second owner found it there, and at the time Asahikawa had made an offer to restore it, but the deal fell through. It then passed into the hands of the third owner, who kept it at small shop near Tokyo. Asahikawa Railway was able to get it back, but it had been stored outside for nearly 40 years and it showed. The roof had been sunken in by heavy snow. Its unique riveted panels had rusted away, and the front bumper was bent. Asahikawa decided to rebuild each body panel, removing all 3,000 rivets and restoring the panels to reskin the exterior. Parts proved extremely hard to find, but so was experience with the bus. The Asahikawa Railway maintenance crew had only one individual working there who worked there during the original tenure of the MR430. Turns out he didn't work on them at the time. so he still went into the restoration knowing very little about the bus. Luckily, the engine survived without much damage and could be restored. Otherwise, finding parts would have been near impossible. After about a year, the restoration was finally complete. The bus passed inspection on September 27 and was issued a license plate that says 128, its original registration number. According to Kuruma News, the cost of restoration was as much as it cost to buy an entirely new bus. The Asahikawa MR430 will now serve as a special tour bus and rolling piece of history. There is reportedly one more example located in Kyoto, but it is not drivable, and Mitsubishi Fuso doesn't have one in their own collection. It's great to see that such a rare and unique piece of automotive history will live on for others to see. An Asahikawa Railways representative said, "We want people to learn about the evolution of buses as public transportation. How happy we are to see this bus produced in 1963 like this again after 50 years. It is a perfect example of Japana Hapana, used by our ancient ancestors. Good day to you all until we meet again in a video." Hello. I am Sarith from Japan Bus School. We are trying to give you knowledge about buses. Please support us. Friends, please watch this video series. Share, subscribe. Thank you.